Be sure to subscribe for more content.
What is up, ladies and gents? Welcome to the BigBC Finance Channel, and I hope you're having a very lovely day today. So in today's video, we're going to be covering Dogecoin, what has happened to it recently, and how high I think the price could go, as well as some key price levels and some trades I'm looking to make. So be sure to stay tuned for all of that. And of course, if you appreciate the daily analysis on this channel, then be sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the like button on this video for the algorithm. So without further ado, let's get into Dogecoin, and we've already got the annotations up to save us a bit of time, because this is absolutely insane. Because this rise is absolutely insane on Dogecoin. It just seems to not be stopping. And of course, we're at the 10 cents region. Our high at the moment from this pump that we've had so far hit 11 cents on Dogecoin. So if from the very bottom down here, from just a few days ago on the 24th of October here, we have pumped 87%. And of course, I'm still bullish here. I still think the price can go higher because I'm watching these key levels here on Dogecoin, and everything seems to check out for it to be very bullish. So of course, the first thing I'm checking right now is this trend line that we've got going. By the way, we're on the log chart. Your chart may look different if you see it on CoinMarketCap, for example, because we're on the log scale, so we see the details a little bit better on Dogecoin. So you'll see something like this, but I'm using the log scale, just so you know. So basically, we've got this trend line that's going in a super bullish direction here. And, normally trend lines going in a bullish direction are a little bit more flat. They look something like this or like this. And this is a typical bullish trend line that we would have on the charts. Because when they're too steep, typically they get broken, and as the momentum is not able to sustain it. But in Dogecoin's case, we're seeing a parabolic rise. We're still seeing loads of new buyers come into Dogecoin. And of course, if we have a look at the volume down here, which is our second clue, the volume is still increasing. So it's going in like a parabolic rise that looks like that. So not only are we seeing the volume go up quite linearly like this, we're seeing the volume actually increase as the price is getting higher, which is absolutely insane. Typically, when we see a large pump like this, we shouldn't see too many more buyers coming in, because the price is already 60, 70, 80% where it was just a few days ago. So we should typically be seeing people take profits at this region. But of course, as you know, for Dogecoin, it's got a very strong meme coin community that's really active on Twitter. It's trending everywhere. Elon Musk just keeps making the headlines about his Twitter acquisition, all the jokes he's throwing about, and it's looking extremely bullish for Dogecoin, as well as cryptocurrency in general, of course. So we're really seeing the same euphoria, in my opinion, that we are seeing on Dogecoin back in April 2021, when it made its first initial rally from 5 cents all the way up to 45 cents or whatever it was, or coming back down. So absolutely insane here. The last piece of evidence as well that I'm looking at on the 1 hour chart are these three moving averages. So we've got this 100-hour moving average, 200-hour moving average, and 50-hour moving average. And these basically tell us whether we're in a bullish or bearish direction. And of course, the one that's best fit us at the moment is this 50-hour moving average, because as you can see, price came down where this gray triangle is, but it respected this moving average. It did drop down just a tad, but it came back up shortly after. So we've got this 50-hour moving average that's kind of showing us that we're still got a lot more upwards momentum. At the moment, the price is way above the 50-hour moving average. So that's a very, very good sign. So these are the three things I'm looking for: how the volume reacts. So we're going to keep seeing an increase in volume. Basically, if we do see the volume start to trend downwards, then that to me tells me that the steam is running out on this pump. Of course, again, if we're below this 50-hour moving average here, then we could start seeing a new trend form, which would be more sideways or downhill direction. And of course, can we keep up this bullish trend line that we've got in orange here? So far we're well above it. So things are looking very, very good on here. And honestly, in terms of how high Dogecoin can go, this is going to be anyone's guess. There's still a lot of momentum to push it going higher. We can see prices like 15 cents, even 20 cents, a real possibility if this volume continues to rise, if this bullish trend line is respected, and if the moving averages are respected on here. Of course, some key levels that I'm looking at, if we go on the 1-day chart, this next key level really that we want to watch out for is this. And so the level that we're in right now is probably quite a key level that we do want to keep on crossing. If we're going to keep going higher, we do need to cross this level, because this is the first area where I see a support zone. So of course, now we're going to try and flip it as a resistance. If we can get above this zone here that I've just drawn out, then my next zone that I'm really looking for is a zone on Dogecoin that looks in this region here. So representing the three peaks where we saw the price go to in this kind of price region. And of course, an area of consolidation back here. This is another zone I'm looking out for. So between 16 and 18 cents on Dogecoin. So So honestly, if we can clear 12 cents here on Dogecoin, and we're still going with some massive bullish momentum here on Doge, then I do think we can get to our next price target of 16 or 17 cents on Dogecoin. This is where the price pumped to, by the way, in the past few pumps before we came back down, before we came below 10 cents here. So that would be the next level that I am looking at. And of course, the conditions have to be met: increasing volume, the trend line being respected, and the moving average is respected in order for the price to go up. And of course, on top of everything, guys, this is super important for you here if you're holding Dogecoin, is I'm always looking for periods of consolidation. So of course, anything that looks like this, such as this triangle here, will give us clear trading signals or clear warning signs that there's going to be a large price movement in either bullish or bearish direction. So when we see a period of consolidation like this, so this one here is going to be a very good example. Unfortunately, I was asleep, so I wasn't able to signal that for you guys. So this makes this all the more important, because then you can look for these signals yourself. But here we saw an area of consolidation where the price was kind of bouncing between this range, supported by this yellow resistance and this yellow support. Price was narrowing in, volume was going down, and of course, when the price does something like this, it tells us that buyers and sellers are in a temporary balance. So that's why the price is moving sideways. And of course, whenever there's a buyer and seller balance, there's going to be a decision made at the end of it, and this decision is represented by a large price move in the bullish or bearish direction. So we really want to look for breakouts of the price from either a resistance or a support. And of course, a breakout is accompanied by an increase in volume and an increase in momentum. Of course, we see large green candles taking the price higher. So in this case, we saw a bullish breakout. And if you held Dogecoin from down here, then this should have given you confidence that the price was going to be heading higher. So, what I'm trying to say is, if you are a holder of Dogecoin, you've been holding from down here, the price going sideways and stuttering a little bit in this pump shouldn't be reason enough for you to take profits. Of course, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with taking profits. I'm just saying that, if there's a signal saying that the price should be going higher, then you should definitely hold. And of course, if you do hold and you watch the signal play out, then you'll be up an extra 24% as opposed to taking your profits out in this region here, because you saw the price move sideways. And the same applies for this triangle here. Of course, we started seeing the price go in a triangle like this, and again we saw a breakout to the upside. And this was mentioned in my yesterday's video, so if you did manage to trade that, then congratulations. So that's really what I'm looking for. At the moment, I do see another area where we could be consolidating. If we go on the 15-minute charts, because things are happening quite rapidly on Dogecoin, I can see something like this starting to form. Of course, we don't have enough price data to form very good supports and resistances. Typically, you want to join the tops of at least 2 or 3 areas where the price has touched the resistance for it to become quite valid. But in this case, we got one touch here and kind of a touch there, but it's not, at the moment, it's just kind of speculation because we don't have enough price data. But we could be seeing something like this happening right now. So that would be a period again of consolidation where the buyers and sellers are finding balance. And if we do see that, then we'll be wanting to look for price breakouts where the price shoots above its resistance or below the support. And of course, the price target for any breakout should be the first test of support and resistance, which in this case will give us a price target of 12 cents, which is right at the top of our support zone here. If we can clear that, the next price target for me is around 16-17 cents here. But if we break below, then we should use this as our support down here, this orange line, which would take us down to around 9.4 cents on Dogecoin. Remember, that's still bullish because it's above this bullish trend line that we've got. So still looking good here on Dogecoin. Of course, the pattern doesn't have to look like this. Maybe it's a little bit longer, or maybe it's an even shorter triangle and we see a breakout very, very quickly within the next hour or so. So, I'm really keeping my eyes peeled, and I'm going to be updating my trading view. So be sure to follow me on there for all my signals on Dogecoin. But as a summary, things are looking very, very good. Of course, if we can clear the 12 cents mark on Dogecoin, I do think we could be heading towards 17 or 18 cents. And I just want to leave you on one last thing as well before you go. And it's this pump here that we saw in April 2021 on Dogecoin. Things are looking uncannily similar. Look at where the price was. And at the end, on Saturday, the 10th of April there, it was at around 6 cents, which is where the price of Dogecoin was before the pump that we've had. We saw this first pump and we saw an area of consolidation. And then we saw this next pump happen just a few days later on the 13th and 14th of April. And of course, what do we have here? We see areas of consolidation like the ones I just shown you on Dogecoin that are happening today, happened back in April 2021. So of course, price goes sideways in a channel that's narrowing, and we saw a price breakout, and we saw something similar on this in this area as well. Back on the 20th of April, we saw the price ultimately hit 45 cents. We saw the price bounce between a channel that looked like a triangle, and we saw a breakout to the downside. And of course, a breakout of the triangle is the first test and support. So if we just measure this, for example, which is the distance of the first test and support, and we can drag this measuring tool to where the breakout is, we can see that the price target was almost met, not quite perfectly, but the price almost got to that price target before going back up. So these triangles really do work. Of course, needless to say, this one worked as well, because the price target in the upwards direction would have taken us to this level, which of course we exceeded. But this is why I'm on the lookout for these triangles and other chart patterns that are forming on Dogecoin. And until something tells me, be it a chart pattern or be it the crossing below the trend line, the moving averages, or a decrease in volume, tells me that we could be going in a more bearish direction, then I'm still very bullish on Dogecoin and the pump that it has to offer. And of course, I'm excited to see how high Dogecoin can go. So thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully it was helpful. Let me know in the comments if you are holding or trading Doge whatsoever. Otherwise, thanks so much again for watching, and I'll see you on my next video.